Welcome to Satisfactory Walkthrough. My name is GamerMage0 or GMZ, and last time we were automating our plates. And it seems familiar. We automated our plates once before, but not on this level. So now we have a lot more constructors actually converting the iron bars. Now we only actually have one converting iron bars because last time... What is your problem? No belt, that's your problem. I really like those things up on top showing us. Basically, you can tell whether your equipment's working or not, and that is really nice that you can tell through the equipment, the animation, and then those lights, what the status is. So, these may have had power, they may have been told what they were supposed to turn the iron ingots in, but we're not given the ability to receive them because I missed it. Okay. But that's a good thing about the animations, and also about powering stuff up and watching it go, is now we can make sure it's working. Alright, and we got power coming to everything. This is such a beautiful sight. And I think this is one of the more organized methods that I've actually used, so I really like this idea of how we're doing this here. I'm not sure how many levels we're going to go, because if I continue doing this kind of an idea, we could get up pretty high. Like, I'm imagining one level per tier item or something. That doesn't sound reasonable, and I tried to do that last time, and then I ended up my personal game that I haven't been streaming, and I ended up building more out, but also I wasn't as restricted as I am in this game because of where we are. Last time I had like a big open field essentially. Alright, cool, that's the same distance, so let's go ahead and put down a bunch of constructors, and these are going out this way. So now, if you guys notice, the throughput is not good enough yet. And at this point it's the miner that's actually limiting us, and I do want to fix that, and that'll be really easy by actually adding in one of those power shards to overclock it. And that's still not going to give us really what we need in order to get this really moving, but it'll be a good start, and from there we can converge the excuse me, we can merge the different lines from the miners in order to make sure that we're getting a maximum amount of throughput. Alright, now I don't really want to power these yet, I just mostly need them down in order to get everything going. Now the only real question is how do I want to move materials this way? I guess we'll figure that out as we go along. I did want to add the storage container on top of this, going this way, and a merger point, maybe right here actually. And if you guys saw my last video, you'll understand why. Oops, there we go. Essentially, if you have iron ingots in your pocket, you can just move them straight into this here. We can do it maximum throughput, that'll be good. It's too steep though, dang. Maybe that's not a good idea. Well, actually, organization, let's do the container this way again. Let's get the merger right back where it was, actually. Okay, that works. Okay, so if I have any iron ingots down there in the storage boxes, I can put them in there. Let's see. Let's actually go downstairs real quick. Okay. Now I could do the same thing here. I don't know if I want to. How that's gonna look. Oh, that looks terrible. Oh, look at it. It's up on stilts. Okay. Approaching others' clearance. Not entirely sure. It's probably actually, if I really just, my biggest intention is to just get rid of ore, I could probably just build one over here, actually. Just lay it out right next to it. There we go. And then add the merger there. And there. Iron ore. Okay. And then what's going to happen is, as these get to the merger, it's going to take from one side and then the other. Sort of, it's more about like who gets there first. But as room is made, like it'll switch back and forth. And so as long as they're the same belts, it'll pretty much just switch back and forth pretty evenly unless there's any gaps. The only time you won't see that happen is if one is more than the other, and then you can just pretty much divide the items per second that the conveyor belt can move, and you'll see how much more the one that is oh man, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. You can kind of get an idea of how much more is going to come off of the one than the other, a ratio number, more than anything else. Alright. Alright, we have the iron ore going this way, we have that. Okay, so we want to actually kick up the clock. We don't really quite need it yet, but let's go ahead and get that going. So now we can kick that up to 240 ore a second, or per minute, as you can see there, and we could go one step farther if we want to. These belts can handle 270. It goes out 300. That's kind of a waste, in my opinion. So maybe once we hit to the conveyor belt, or the number 4. Now, actually, there is one other thing I didn't think about. Where is it? There we go. We have the MK2s, and all we really need is the iron pipes. I mean, they already have the miners in them, so when I deconstruct them, like, it won't be a problem, essentially. Okay, let's do this. Let's break that. Let's go ahead and get the materials from that. We'll put down the MK2. There we go. Took a minute before it let me do it. Now we'll need some power. It's pretty cool, actually. It doesn't really do anything with the ground, but it's cool actually. Extend down. Oh look, there's a foot going through it, like these things, right in the center. Where did that even come from? It's so funny. Yeah, whatever. So, but now look at this thing. It's already producing at 240 a minute. I wonder how much more. So it was at 300 before, right? Let's do this. 360. Oh man. Alright, we'll leave it at 240. I don't want to really overdo it. Okay, and we can do the same with that one over there when we're ready for it. Now, this is actually coming on at a pretty decent throughput now. It's not full throughput for the belt, but it is pretty good still. So let's see how good we're doing down this belt. Really, we're not going to be able to make use of the second row until we get the MK4 conveyor belts. But now that we have this coming through, it's going to move it into these things pretty quickly. So these are going to start to build up, and then ultimately we'll find a spot where it kind of maxes out. We can kind of tell by, will it be able to consistently keep this one running or not, essentially, or will it start to build up? I think this one is maxed out. We haven't seen it run long enough, because as these build up, for example, if we come down here, this one here is up to 100 iron ore. So that means that it's actually starting to refuse ore from going onto this belt. This one looks like it's doing the same thing, it's refusing ore. This, however, is not refusing ore. So basically, we have room to put more ore into it. So this will keep building up, and then after a while, once this starts refusing ore, it'll start sending more ore down this line. So you never know for sure. I mean, if you want to do the math, you'll figure it out pretty quickly. So for example, we have 30 ore per minute, right? So we're producing 240. So I'm actually going to pull up a calculator on my computer for this one. So if we're doing 240 ore per minute from the miner, if I were to divide that by 30, that means that we can supply 8 miners consistently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should be able to supply up to this point consistently. Now if we remove this belt, what that'll do is keep any ore from going down this direction, and we'll be able to ultimately supply this one with what it needs. But this one is going to be in and out of working until this one fills up, because this splitter is going to keep splitting them up until that's full. So this will never get as much ore as it can use until that one has been done filling up. Then once that one's done filling up, this one will never fill up. It will always get as much ore as it needs to continuously run after that point, and that will be it. If we leave these here though, these all from here down will be off and on working and not working. So I'm not really worried about that though. We'll get to that a little bit later. So now what we have going on now is we have one set of iron ore being created. We will end up needing more sets of iron ore being created, and then we'll get copper ore being created. And right now we don't need a lot of copper ore. We have a lot of items. In fact, what would probably be a good idea is to actually just, let's upgrade this real quick here. Oh hey, that was interesting. Oops, I want to pick up miner. Okay, so this right here, let's go ahead and pick up. Should be able to build an MK2 version, except for we need more of the industrial, the encased beams. I can't remember, we'll find out what it's called in just a second. Anyways, so we can just build like a little temporary thing right there that's just going to build the wire and cable, kind of like what we had before. And then when we're ready to automate things back in, we can then use that. Okay, I don't need both of these, I just need one of those. So 100 of those, that'll work. I don't think I'll even need the power shards, not for this one, not yet. Okay, I'll be able to build it now. For this, I'm just going to be quick, but I'm still going to get down a couple of these. This is going to be temporary. Do a splitter right here. We'll do a constructor. Here. And a constructor here. See the legs? I think that's pretty cool. Alright, now what I'm gonna do here is actually build another constructor. We'll build a couple out. You guys will see in a moment. Let's see. Storage container. And then this one will be reversed. I think it already reversed it. Okay. So now both of these will produce wire. However, this one will produce cable. Go straight through there. Not quite enough. Let's see. 5. I'll go up one spot there. Alright. I don't know, I might as well just build with all 4s, or 3s. That way it's always getting maximum throughput. I have... excuse me. Let's see. Okay, we'll power that one and these two off of this. This one will power that one. And then now this. I'll take it this way a little bit. I just don't want it to get in the way of anything else. And it can go here. Let's see, where's that line going? Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright, that all has power now, so we'll go back and take a look at it. Now, this way we don't have to worry about cable or wire being produced into cable. We just split it off right at the ore. Oh. I messed up one thing. Here, let's actually not... Oops. Okay, let's change how I did that actually a little bit. We'll make that go this way, and then extend our... I don't know if that really matters. Okay. Let's do it the other way then. That'll be easier. Okay, how much does each of these need? We need 15 copper a minute. We need 15 copper a minute, so we really only need about 30. So we'll put a splitter right here. Put a smelter there. Just double checking. It's gonna give us 30 a minute anyways. I don't need to really do anything fancy with it. So all of that here I can just deconstruct. And I don't really need anything special with the conveyor belts. Only really need 30 a minute. However, out of these ones, these are going to be shooting 45 a minute. Oh, that's still a level 1 conveyor belt. And that's going to be doing 15 a minute. So, still level 1 conveyor belt. Okay. So now we'll just put one more power pole over here. Power that, and we should be golden. Alright, there we go. Probably producing a lot faster than, yep. Probably actually kick this down to actually let's go down to 25 actually. There we go. That's still more than it needs. So that's gonna use less power though. Wait, is it? Let's see. So 1.3 megawatts. 12. Yep. Now let's try 20. Oh, we're maxed. Thought I chose that. Oh, then I deconstructed it. Okay. Alright. So it's been out 30 a minute. You need 15 a minute. 15 a minute. Alright, that'll start producing the copper wire and cable for us. Alright, and this is still producing pretty rapidly. Let's go upstairs to take a look. We're starting to get backed up, but basically what's going to happen is that this iron plates are going to back up into these things. So that'll be good. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I don't like that clipping there. May put one of these posts. Let's see. Actually, let's fix that now. So 5. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's about the same. Okay, that looks decent there, but what about this? Here we go. Okay. Yeah, if I'm gonna go through all the trouble to have a good organized factory, I want to make sure it looks good too. Alright, now here we've got to figure out how much metal plates we want to construct. I believe a single row of these would be fine, and then they can just keep going down. So if that's the case, then we can bring back up on here whatever else we need to. So let's put down at least one splitter to kind of represent, not splitter, merger. There we go, to kind of represent what we want to do with this. Now, here's the big question. How do we want to lead this through? Let's do this. So this would be... So, 1, 2. Okay. This should be good to go through like this. Okay. 2. Okay. 4. I'm pressing 4 so I can get that going on. Now the next question is, can I go past this? That looks like I can't. So that actually might be a problem. We'll just not worry about it. If I really need a place to dump stuff into, we'll worry about that at that time. That was weird. Okay, that looks better. The conveyor belt there did something weird to that. It's like if the conveyor belt was still there or something. Okay. So now... Not that one. Okay. Actually, I might want that one. Nah. Okay, now the center of this, 1, 2... There we go. Alright, so we'll have 2 layers of, wow, okay. 2 layers of plates. Now, I thought of one other problem. And this comes from not thinking ahead. Excuse me. Okay. Nope, that was wrong. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm probably going to want 2 other levels for rods. Go. Looks kind of weird, but whatever. Alright, now we do need to get rods going. So for this one, now that I kind of figured out how I wanted that to go, I should be able to, probably want just a little bit more space here. But essentially what I should be able to do is just grab this Let's actually just add the 2 in there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then that will go like that, but I wonder how far apart I'd have to make it to make merger. Alright, I like that better. Still looks awkward. Actually, I don't need to worry about how close the mergers are together. But I might want power poles going through there. Actually, let's double check this. Can I get a power pole through this? I don't need that much. Oh, I was thinking I was using the conveyor belt level 2, but I was using the conveyor belt level 1. There we go. Now that doesn't matter to me if it goes in like that and then moves up. Because now I can just use this to jump up onto this or whatever. So, and then, yep, those will fit decently. Actually probably could fit in moving the merger a little bit closer. That'll be fine. Alright, now let's get some constructors going. And these ones are going to be facing this way. Let's get it just far enough. Awesome. I almost feel like we could move that closer. Here, let's try this. Okay, that's a lot closer, and those are touching. That's a lot closer. And I should still be able to put a power pole in there, but that's what I really want to make sure of. Yep, I can. Awesome. Okay. That's what I want, and this one is going to have to move for the moment, though, because I'll have to put down the constructors, and then the power poles, or and then the mergers. Alright, we'll get the splitter here. There we go. How does the conveyor belt have an invalid shape? Okay, that was odd. 1, 2. At least to let it go over here. Awesome. Okay. I have no idea what just happened there. Actually, I do. Yeah, it's on to the other side, which it shouldn't have done. Okay, now this is going to be the rods section. Okay, we'll get up here and put in our level 1 conveyor belt. Rods. What was this? 15 for 15? Rods. I almost consider the screws to be a level 2 type item. Well, like if rods and iron plates are level 1 items. But if this is all I'm doing of rods and screws, then this area here could be used, or rods and plates, this area here could be used for screws. And the thing is that we actually need quite a bit of them. It may almost be worth it to actually even directly convert rods into screws. I'll think about that one. We'll probably think about that for our next episode on what we want to do with this. So, but as you can kind of see, this is really coming together. At least the idea of it is coming together. That is a lot farther away. Huh. That's so annoying. I should have done that first. I kind of realized that already, but I don't know why. Alright, we'll have to come back through and build the splitters again. This will be perfectly fine for where the splitter goes. It's just this one won't be. Will that work? Let's see. Splitter. Not quite. Okay. Let's try that there. Okay, there we go. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up there. This video's gone on long enough. We're kind of coming together. As you can tell, putting the new concepts and the idea, starting it off, really takes a lot more. And however, like, it's these base materials that we need lots of before going into other materials. So as we progress up, it'll get quicker and quicker. And unlike before, where we had to kind of build everything to get to where we were at, now we only have to build what we need, and we can extend on into it. And extending on to things that are already there, pre-existing systems, is so much easier than having to build completely new systems in new areas. So even though the start of this is a lot longer, after this should be a lot easier to actually increase our base abilities. There goes that Loch Ness creature. It's not look like the Loch Ness monster, but I'll probably call it that every once in a while. It's just a monster in the lake. Anyways, but I hope that works for everybody. If everybody realized what I just did, I'm face palming right now. Anyways, but hey, hit like, subscribe if you like the video. If you want to leave a please leave comments on what you did like, anything that you want to see in the videos, or things that you think I could improve on. If you have any ideas on maybe rearranging this a little bit or anything like that, that'd be welcome as well. I'd love to hear your guys' input. So thank you again for watching. Again, my name's GMZ or GamerMage0. You guys have a great rest of your day and take care.